I remember I was running down the school hallways, basically looking for this girl to see where in the world she went and how she was planning to get revenge on me. I ended up looking outside the window of the hallway and I saw in the parking lot, she was legit destroying my car, literally at school. Yo, what is going on, you guys? My name's Bubba and welcome back to another really insane, but I gotta say really sad story, because this story all takes place back when I was in grade 10. Now in grade 10 was the year I got my license. I got my driver's license and I was able to drive around and basically become a way cooler kid than I was before. Because in high school, getting your first car is like the most iconic thing ever. Because not only do you get more freedom to go to different towns and different cities, but on top of that, you have a faster way of transportation and all the girls in your school will probably want to get a ride with you. And that's what happened to me. I remember when I first got my first car, I was driving that thing everywhere. And every day when I drove it to school, so many girls would look at me coming out of my car because my car was iconic. It was a Toyota Celica GT, and it being my first car, I loved it to death. There's so many different stories on the channel about my first car, but this one particular time, I thought I lost it. Because I remember in my grade 10 year, there was one girl that I decided to start talking to. Now, this girl was a part of the cheer team, and I actually met her through rugby because I played rugby in my grade 10 year. So as she was cheering for my team, I was basically playing, and I always had kind of an eye on her, meaning that she was super hot and I was into her. And I remember one time specifically, after practice, I ended up walking up to her and I just straight up decided to ask her out on a date. She thought I was very bold for asking in front of all her friends. And I remember when I walked up to her and asked her, she said, yeah, sure. Are you driving? Yeah, I'll pick you up at your place. I mean, I'm so down. At that moment, when she said if I was driving, I already knew I had this locked in because she definitely wants a free ride. So I remember after practice that day, me and her, we decided to go out on a date. And well, one thing led to another, we actually kind of started dating. It was really weird. And a lot of girls in my school got super jealous of this one particular cheerleader because, well, she got basically a free ride to school every single day. I remember so many people at my school would always talk about this girl, and it got to a point where even I had homies walk up to me saying, yo, bro, don't you think like your girlfriend's using you for free rides to school every day? I mean, if she is, I'm not complaining. She's really good at doing the devil's tango, which I'm not gonna lie, there's many times in that car, me and this girl would do the devil's tango. So I wasn't complaining. She got free rides, I got the devil's tango. Like, it was a pretty good trade-off. But I remember as weeks went on, there was a time where I pulled up in front of my girlfriend's house and I waited outside her house for like a good 20 minutes until her mom came outside saying, oh, hey, Bubba, sorry. She's really sick and she's probably gonna be staying home today. Oh, okay. No, it's all good. I'm just gonna head to school then. Okay, thank you though. And she ended up going back inside. Now, I remember I was driving back to school and when I pulled up without her in the car, I remember there was a group of girls that noticed that and they all walked up to me in a group. They walked up to me saying, hey, Bubba, where is she? Where's your girlfriend? Like, is she not like with you anymore? Oh, she's just at home sick. I don't really know what's going on with her. And I ended up getting my backpack from the trunk and I ended up walking into school. And I remember that whole day, there were so many different people walking up to me trying to figure out if I was still in a relationship, which was mind blowing to me. And not only that, I even had some of the guys walk up to me basically asking me for a free ride to a certain party that was happening. Now, when I heard there was a party going on, I was actually kind of in shock. So I ended up asking one of my friends, yo, bro, wait, everyone's telling me about this party. Is there a party happening today? Yeah, man, there's a party happening right after rugby practice. All of us are going. Why, do you plan on showing up? Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, I'm down. Does anyone need a ride? I remember all of them ended up running up to me and basically asking me for a ride and stuff. And then this is where things kind of took a crazy turn. Because I remember that night of the party, I ended up basically after practice, got all the guys in the car. We all ended up heading back to our own places, got ready, picked them all up again, and we all went to this party. And right as we got inside that party, I remember there was a lot of people there. Like, I'm talking like a major part of our high school was all at that party. And it was super fun, obviously. Don't get me wrong. There was some stuff and activities that were going on that I can't really say because of monetization rules, but it was definitely one of those parties that you guys would see on TV in like a high school movie. And I remember it got to the point where it became really late and I was kind of getting bored. I started getting bored because a lot of people started heading home and it was kind of getting to that part where a lot of people were just kind of dying off and the party started basically slowing down. So what I decided to do was basically, I guess, head home. But right before I left, I decided to go take a quick tinkle or waz, as I would say, which which basically means to go use the bathroom. And right as I walk into the bathroom, I ended up seeing a girl on her knees, basically just not feeling well whatsoever. She was sitting on her knees, crying and just bursting in tears. And I didn't know why, so I went up to her and said, hey, like, is it cool if I quickly use the toilet? Huh? Yeah, go for it. Whatever, Bubba. So I quickly whipped it out and I just took a quick bathroom break right in front of her as she was sitting right behind me. And then afterwards, as I'm like, you know, basically urinating, I look at her and I'm like, hey, so like, why are you crying? Oh, nothing. It's just, I don't know. It's just, I have like a major headache and like my boyfriend's like causing so much drama. And honestly, like this party was just a huge bummer. Like I hate life. She was basically freaking out about something. To be honest, I really could care less, but in a way I did feel bad. And I ended up sitting right down beside her after I finished taking a waz. Obviously I did wash my hands, by the way. And I looked at her and said, I mean, do you just want to get out of here? Huh? Yeah, I'm down. Where do you want to go? I mean, I could just take you home. Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. That'd be amazing. So I remember me and her left the bathroom together at the same time. And me and her, we ended up walking together outside the front door at the same time as well. Now, in that moment, I didn't realize how bad it looked in front of all the other people at the party because it literally looked like I just did the devil's tango in the bathroom with this girl and then basically decided to take her home as well. But at the time, I didn't realize that. I was just trying to be a good guy. So what I ended up doing was me and her, we ended up going inside my car and I just basically drove her home as she started trauma dumping and basically crying in my car the entire time. And right as I drop her off, all I said to her was, hey, remember, you're a great person. Don't let people get to you like that. And that's when I left. We didn't do anything, by the way. No, I did not do the devil's tango. I didn't do nothing like that with her, okay? I was being just a good Samaritan, a good guy. That's all I want to be. But let's just say the next day, everyone had their own story. Because I remember I ended up pulling up the next day in front of my girlfriend's house. You know, the one I usually picked up every single day. And when I pulled up in front of her house, I saw her mom walk up to me once again. And I thought she was going to say, oh, like she's sick again. But no, she looks at me and says, oh, yeah, she ended up leaving for school early. I don't know why. I thought you were going to give her a ride, but she ended up just going by herself. Oh, okay, that's odd. I'm just going to head to school then. All right, thank you once again. And she went back inside. Now, I found it really surprising because it was normal for me to pick her up. But when I pulled up to the front of the school, I remember once again, the group of girls ended up all walking up to me. But instead of asking if me and her broke up, they all ended up asking me, Bubba, I'm so confused. Are like you and her a thing? What, me and my girlfriend? No, you and the girl from last night's party. Wait, what? At that moment, I remember as I was walking down the school hallway, I had guys cheering for me. Some girls disgusted at me for what happened. And I'm not joking. It got to the point where it was a full-on rumor throughout the entire school that me and this girl did the devil's tango at the party that night. I remember I was super worried and I ended up texting my girlfriend saying, yo, like, where are you? Like, I need to talk to you. But she would not respond to me whatsoever. And then I remember as the school day went on, I went to my classes, did all that. But 10 minutes before lunchtime came around, I ended up getting a long paragraph from my girlfriend. And she basically texted me a full-on chat GPT like paragraph that was insane. I ended up reading through it as fast as I could. And then at the end of it, she ended up messaging me saying, you're going to regret going home with her, Bubba. You and that car of yours are going to see real pain. At that moment, when she brought up my car, that's when I panicked. I remember right as the lunch bell rang, I stood up and I sprinted down the hallways trying to find where my girlfriend was. I looked down almost every hallway and every student that was in my school were looking at me as if I was crazy. But as I was running down the hallway, I ended up seeing the parking lot and I saw that my girlfriend was next to my car with a baseball bat. So I ran down the stairs, ran straight out to the parking lot, and I saw her just hitting my car over and over with a baseball bat. I remember I ran up to her saying, what are you doing? That's my car, Bubba. This is what you get. And she hits it once again. At that moment, I remember the principal came out, other girls started to come out, freaking out that this girl was hitting my car. And well, she ended up getting suspended, but not only that, she also got in trouble by the police for basically vandalism of my property. It was really just insane. And I remember since that day, I actually felt really scared to bring my car to school. And even the teachers and the principals at my school told me that it would be a better idea if I parked down the street or just anywhere but the school parking lot. I was super annoyed, obviously, that happened, but hey, at the same time though, she never understood the true story, and this is me, I guess, telling her that. If you're watching this video, this is really what happened. But if you guys don't believe me, then I mean, fall for more embarrassing stories just like this one. Peace out, guys.